I would like to call this meeting to order. Can somebody give me the actual time, please?
5:30.
Thank you. And in the absence of Chair Danforth, I'll do the roll call. Councilor Bracken. Danforth is excused. Councilor Dume.
Here.
Councilor Higgins.
Here.
Councilor Macklin.
Here.
Councilor McClellan.
Here.
And Councilor Pelletier.
Here.
Should we stand for the pledge first? Please remove your hats. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone, and in the absence of the chair, I will be nomination from Chair Tim.
Yes, Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate. Councilor May.
Second.
Second.
Who would like the second? I'll move on. Any other nominations? Hearing, seeing none. All those in favor? All those in favor is 6-0. Thank you.
Oh, this one's much higher. I'd like to welcome everybody to this regular town council meeting held in the council chambers. It is July 24th. Madam Clerk, do we have any adjustments to the agenda?
There is updates to orders 161 through 164. Those are the warrant totals. And also addition of 168.
Thank you. Looking for a motion to approve the minutes. Second. Thank you. All those in favor of approval of the minutes for February 27th, 2025, March 13th, 2025, March 27th, 2025, regular town council meetings, and 7/16/2025 for executive session.
No discussion there
Yeah, we can go to discussion.
before the vote?
Yep. Would you like discussion?
Well, no, but usually go to the public.
Correct. You like any discussion, council? No council? Down to the public? Also no discussion? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Special presentation, the Charter Review Committee. Is that going to be Council Bragdon or Council Pelletier?
The chairman should lead the vote. You're the chairman, not me.
Well, would you present the review? Yes.
So I think the smartest way to do this is to go through each order that we have one by one. If you guys want me to read it again, I will. I don't, it's necessary. We've talked about this quite extensively over the last year and a half. The last council meeting we had, it was this council minus one person. And I was here for that to replace that one council, so I think it's fair. I don't. But the first one that we have is 206.24, which was on 9/12/2024, which is the sections E202, which is the qualifying seats for members, which has, I'll read the beginning part so you guys know, is council's determined that section C202 of the charter should be amended to change the qualifications of the member of the council, including adding felony convictions as equal council seat. I don't have any questions. Happy to answer it from the public or council. So, forward to the open board. Everyone's fine, I'll move on. The next one is C207/2024, which was also tabled on 9/12/2024. It's an amendment to C205. The council has determined that section C205 of the charter should be amended to change the process for determining compensation of its members, as well as the compensation of certain employees. There was a lot of vacation on this one. And what I want to make clear, I made it clear in the last meeting, make clear in this meeting, what this does is it makes it so council changes it via the budget process, like it's always how it would be done with a budget. Public hearings. Obviously, we'd have a chance to discuss it during the entire budget setup process, and then obviously before that as well. This isn't saying that we can raise it whenever we want without the public knowing. This is saying that the budget process, instead of having to out of the regular budget session, pass it like last time. I think it was middle of summer and fall, and then do something outside of that. So this is just saying that we during the budget time outside of that.
Questions or comments?
Time to speak in any way, shape, or form. There are members of that committee or one over this town, correct? C 208, also tabled on 9/12/24, amendment for section C 301, whereas the council has determined that section C 301 of the charter be amended to change the qualifications of the town manager, provide the town manager a little bit in a specified radius around the town. This one also had a lot of talk. A lot of people suggested that and would be required to live in town. Obviously, in our experience, we found that limiting that candidate very, very, very small. We opened it up a little bit, so we wanted it's in a safe, reasonable driving distance, which could be Bangor, which could be Sherman. It doesn't have to be Millinocket, but there's still relatively in the area in the case of an emergency. It can be. We felt that was the best option. It's very common practice around the state. Something new. Are there any questions on that one? All right, order number 209, amendment to section C402. The council has determined that section C402 of the charter should be amended to change the qualifications for the school board. Felony convictions as being in member seat, same thing as the first one, except holding them to the same standard as the council.
Or nope. So. This school board was actually. Talked to about, right? They were involved with. Just so everyone.
Yes, so we,
Yes.
anything for the charter that we talked about that involved the school, we invited the school to come talk to us about. If I'm not mistaken, we had 3 different meetings with them. It was 2 or 3. And they had voiced opinions on every single change, and we came to, I think we changed one thing. That they had opposition about, when we came to an agreement that everybody was happy with, so the school is in agreement. As of the last school board.
Mhm.
Put that out there.
Yeah,
I don't know
not-
about this
not-
school board,
Not
but-
the new school. board.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Next one, order 210, amendment to charter section C 405A. Council has determined that section C 405A. Of the charter should be amended to provide certain documentation prior to school board budget workshops. I believe this one's just saying, we had some issues in the past where the school board wasn't giving council or the public the budget. Very, very last minute. Not saying that there's anything wrong with the current administration now, just in the past, we wanted to set a precedent for the future. We're not all gonna be here in 20, 30 years. So this is just setting standard for councils, superintendents to come on what's expected. So basically what this does is we need the budget, the Republicans budget by a certain time. And it needs to be laid out in a certain way, which laid out in a certain way has always been the policy. It's just a little bit more detailed to this policy. For 211, amendment of charter section C 405B, whereas the town council has determined that section 405B. Charter should be amended to conform school department budget line state law. This was really self-explanatory. All we did was change the line, so it's laid out exactly the same way as it is in Title 22, section 50. That's Order 212/2024, amendment to section C 1012, whereas the council in section C 1012 of the charter to be amended to provide periodic reviews of the charter. Again, this charter hasn't been touched in line for a very, very long time. And what this does is it basically says that the council every 10 years is to have last. Approved mix of Republican councilors go with the charter and actually look to see if it still fits the time third. I think that's it.
Thank you, Council Bragg, for the presentation. What we'll do now is we'll go down through each order. I'll have Council Bragdon read the order as it reads up into C20. Blah, blah. I'll go down to the public, see if there's any questions or comments from the public for discussion. I'll bring it back to the council and then we'll post a vote on each order.
Just to clarify, we are voting on them going to, we're not voting on
Right.
being changed, right?
Right.
They don't have to be published, right?
For special hearing. That's going to be for certain.
Within, if I may,
Yeah.
Chair, within the order itself, section 2, it explains it is further ordered pursuant to charter section, so, once the orders are read, they would have to be amended to be updated with the correct dates for that, which, would be the August 14th. Public hearing, August 14th, yep. And of course, the documents behind are just backup information and there will change as well going forward. For the timeline that is presented for 2005 year, not 2000.
The date for. First,
I can submit it next week.
yeah, next
For that-
Friday would be, yeah, August 1st.
And just because it's been a process, just for your reference, I may advertise it for the 2 weeks, just to have it out in the documentations and the publications.
Just so everybody's clear, we're not voting on the order itself. We're voting on the order to go to a public hearing on August 14th.
The order itself is for us to go into public hearing.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make everybody aware and clear.
Yeah, to proceed to the public hearing process. I apologize.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Council Bragdon, would you please read order 206, 2024?
Order number 206-2024, tabled on 9/12. Provided for amendment of the charter section C202, whereas the town council has determined that section C202 of the charter should be amended to change the qualifications of the members of the council, including any conviction as vacating council seat. Therefore, section 1 is ordered that section 202 charter be amended to read as follows. C202 qualification, councilmen should all be qualified electors, registered voters on the Millinocket, reside in the town of Millinocket. Councilman's term in office. Councilman shall hold no office in employment or profit under the town charter or ordinances. The councilman shall cease to possess any of these qualifications or is convicted of a felony or crime of involving moral turpitude during a councilman's term of office. Upon the expiration of any appeal period following conviction, with no appeal being filed upon a final decision resolving and any and all appeals, that councilman's office shall be immediately vacant upon notice of such conviction. Explanation. Current section does not provide a councilman's seat to become vacant upon conviction of a felony or define a qualified elector as a registered voter. Section 2 is further ordered that pursuant to the charter section C1012 entitled 30-A, section 104, that the council conduct a public hearing concerning the proposed amendments of section C202 on Thursday, September 26, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. in council chambers. You have to remember that.
You can amend it, yeah.
That notice of the hearing be published in the Potomac Region section of the Lincoln News at least 7 days before the hearing. The notice shall contain the text of proposed amendments and every bit.
Thank you. Council McGowan, did I hear an amendment?
Second.
Second.
Yeah. All right, I have a motion and a second. Just make your motion.
Section 2, changing the date to August 14th, 2025 at 5:30.
Second.
Thank you. Comments or questions from the council? on the amendment? No, public? Back to the council, all those in favor of the order as amended? You. Now back to the order 206. As amended. Any other council comment? Down to the public. Back to the council, order number 206, all those in favor? Unanimous, thank you.
Or in the bond, Diane, if I may, do I have to read this one? Or why is that?
Table order may be brought back. As looking.
Order number 207-2024, table 912, providing for amendment of section C 205. Whereas the council has determined that section C 205 of the charter should be amended to change the process for and determine compensation of its members, as well as the compensation of certain other employees. Now therefore, section 1, it is ordered that section C 205 of the charter be amended to read as follows: compensation. Town council will set the compensation of its members from time to time through the annual budget process, with changes in compensation effective on July 1st following final adoption of the annual budget for each fiscal year. The council by order shall fix the salaries of employees which it appoints or for which it determines the manner of appointment, including the town manager for days of service. The town council shall also determine the salaries of employees appointed by the town manager. Town council to determine if compensation is cumbersome and not part of the budget process. Section. And the order that pursuant to section 1012. Entitled 30A, section 2104, that the council conduct a public hearing concerning proposed amendments of sections 205 on Thursday, September 26, 2024, at 5:30 p.m. in council chambers, and that notice of the hearing be published in the Cotton Region News section of Lincoln News at least 7 days before the hearing. Notice shall contain the text of those amendments of reconciliation.
Thank you, Council Brandon, seconded by Council McGowan. Amendment? Thank you, Brandon.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to amend order number 207 to read that the council conducts a public hearing concerning the proposed amendments of section C 205 on August 14th, 2025 at 5:30.
Second.
2025 or 2024? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, the amendment has a motion, has a second. Council discussion. Down to the public, oh, Council Pelletier.
I would suggest that it would be proper for the proper date to be read when reading the original amendment, and then, order, and then we wouldn't have to have amendments.
That the clerk already announced that they have to be read as they were tabled.
There's the impression that an order being brought back from table is brought back as it was original, so I guess if the chair decides that it can be differently, as to the discretion.
Keep the process the same. All
Well,
right, any other council
We're-
discussion?
we can create an order anytime by making a motion. And we're read it correctly, I would think it wouldn't change anything, it's brought back as it is.
Are you
But if
making-
you want to go through the steps, we can do it.
Council Pelletier, would you like to make a motion to read?
I make a motion that the tabled orders 207 through 2/12/2024 have the September 26, 2024 date changed to August
14, 2025.
August 14, 2025.
Thank you, Council Pelletier. Does it have a second?
Second.
It's been motioned, it's been seconded. Council discussion. And none, public? Back to the council, all those in favor? So moved.
Second motion on the table.
Unless it's attractive. Thank you, Council Brandon. Okay, so going forward from order number 207 down to 212. the orders in the section 2 where it says it is further ordered shall read instead of Thursday, September 26, 2024 at 5:30 PM, should read August 14th, 2025, 5:30 PM. Clerk, you understand? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, back to the original order as amended to the council. Any discussion? Being none, down to the public. Back to the council. All those in favor of order number 207? It is unanimous. Thank you. Council Bride, and read order 208, please.
Order number 208-2024, table 9/12/2024, providing an amendment of the charter section C 301, whereas the town council has determined that section C 301 charter should be amended to change the qualifications of the town manager to provide the specified radius of the town. Now therefore, section 1, it is ordered that section C 301 of the charter be amended to read as follows. C 301 qualification. Town manager shall be chosen by the town council on the basis of his or her character, his or her executive and administrative qualifications, with reference to the individual's actual and related experience and or knowledge of accepted practice with respect to the duties of the office as here and thereafter set forth. At the time of appointment, the individual need not be a resident of the town, but will be required to establish a residence within state commuting distance of the town of Millinocket within the 6 months appointment to the position of town manager. Explanation: the current section does not require the town manager to live within the specified distance of town Millinocket. Section 2. It is further ordered that pursuant to the charter section 21012 entitled that 30-A, section 2104, that the council conduct a public hearing concerning the proposed amendments to section 01 on August 14th, 2025 at 5:30 PM in council chambers. That notice of the hearing be published in the Todd News section of the Lincoln News 7 days before the hearing. The notice shall contain the text of the proposed amendment.
Motion been seconded. Council discussion, order number 208. Seeing none, down to the public. And back to the council. All those in favor? Thank you. It is unanimous. Council Brydon, please read order number 209.
Order number 209-24. Providing for amendment of the charter section 402. Whereas the town council has determined that section C 402 of the charter should be amended to change the qualifications of the members of the school board that a felony conviction has vacating a member's seat. Now therefore, section 1, it is ordered that section C 402 of the charter be amended to read as follows. C 402 qualifications of board members. Members of the school board must be qualified electors, registered voters of the town of Millinocket, reside in the town of Millinocket during each member's entire term in office. Members will hold no office of moment or under profit under town charter or ordinances. If a member of the school board will cease to possess any of these qualifications or is convicted of a felony or crime involving moral turpitude during a member's term of office upon the expiration of any appeal period following conviction, with no appeal being filed or upon a final decision resolving any and all appeals, member's office will be vacant upon notice of such conviction to the council or school. Explanation. Current section does not provide for a school board member's seat to be vacant upon conviction of a felony. Section 2, it is further ordered that pursuant to other section C1012 entitled 30-A, section 2104, that the council conduct a public hearing concerning proposed amendments to section C402 on Thursday, August 14th, 2025. At 5:30 PM in council chambers, that notice of the hearing be published in the Town Region News section of the Lincoln News at least 7 days before the hearing. The notice shall contain the text.
Second.
Motion has been seconded. Council discussion on order number 209. Seeing none, down to the public. Back to the council. All those in favor? It is unanimous. Council Brydon, would you like the water?
You know, that'd be great. Yes.
You're a great dog, really fine.
Appreciate it. Try it. Get out of here.
Well, thank you, Council Pelletier, for your motion.
Yeah, right.
All right, Council Brydon, read 210, please.
Order 210-2024, table 9/12/2024, provided for amendment of or section C 405.A. Whereas the town council has determined that section C 405.A of the charter should be amended to provide certain documentation prior to the school board budget workshops. Now therefore, section 1, it is ordered that section C 405.A of the charter be amended to read as follows. C 405.A, powers and duties of the board, preparation of the budget. A, school board will have the powers heard and will perform all the duties imposed by law under superintending schools committees regarding to the care and management of the public schools in the town of Millinocket, except as otherwise provided in the charter. The school board will prepare budget estimates in detail of the several sums required during the ensuing budget year for the support of the schools. A draft budget will be provided to the town council and public prior to each school board budget workshop. Current proposed draft budget be sent out along with public notice of budget workshop. Final budget adopted by the school board will be submitted to the town council for approval. And the town council will act on the school budget prior to the beginning of the next year. Town council will prescribe the time and place of the presentation of the budget explanation. That section does not provide for the draft school budget to be provided to the council and public prior to the board budget workshop. Section 2 is further order that pursuant to further section C 1012 and title 30-A, section 104, that the council conduct a public hearing concerning the proposed amendments of sections 405.A on August 14th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. council chambers, and that notice of the hearing be published in the Carbon Legion News section of the Lincoln News at least 7 days before the hearing. Notice shall contain the text of the proposed amendments. I believe that's it.
Second.
Thank you. Order 210's been motioned and seconded. Discussion by the council. Being none, down to the public. Back to the council. All those in favor of order 210? It is unanimous. Council Brandon, please read order number 211.
Order 211-2024, table 912-2024, providing for amendment of the charter section C 405.B, whereas the town council has determined that section C 405.B of the charter should be amended to conform with school budget lines with state law. Now therefore, section 1 of this order that section C 405.B of the charter be amended to as follows. C 405.B. Powers and duties of the board, preparation of the budget. B. School budget will include an itemized statement of revenue from 1. Total education costs appropriated pursuant to Title 22, Section 690 of Section 1. 2. Non-state funded debt service costs approved pursuant to Title 22, Section 15690, subsection 2. 3. Additional local funds, if any, approved pursuant to Title 20-A, Section 15690, subsection 3, paragraph A. Together with the statement of the amount of money to be raised by municipal taxation, together with comparative figures from the current and next preceding school year budget year. School budget will include the school budget's recommended appropriations. Each of the following line categories of proposed expenditures, the sum of which will the total proposed appropriation for purposes as well as year-to-date expenditures for the previous year and preceding. 1. Regular instruction. 2. Special education. 3. Technical. 4. Other instruction, including summer school and extracurricular instruction. 5. Student staff. 6. System administration. 7. School administration. 8. Transportation and bus services. 9. Facility maintenance. 10. Debt services and other commitments. And 11. Other expenditures and lunch. Explanation: the current section does not have the same line item categories as required by Title 20-A section. Section 2, it was further ordered that pursuant to Charter Sections 1012 and Title 30A, Section 104, that the council conduct a public hearing concerning the proposed amendments of Section 405.B on August 2025, 14th at 5:30 p.m. in council chambers. That notice of the hearing published in the Region News section of Lincoln News at least 7 days before the hearing. The notice shall contain the text of the proposed amendments. Thank you.
Thank you. Order number 211 has been motioned and seconded. I have discussion by the council. Being none, down to the public. Also seeing none, back to the council. All those in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Council Bragdon, order number 212.
Last one. For 212-2024, table 912-2024, providing for amendment to Charter Section C1012. Whereas the council has determined that section C1012 of the charter should be amended to provide the periodic review of the charter. Now therefore, section 1, it is ordered that section C1012 of the charter be amended to read as follows. 1012, charter amendment. This charter may be amended in accordance with Title 30 A MRSA Section 2101. At least one, every 10 years, the council by shall create a committee comprised of members of the council and qualified electors, registered voters of Millinocket to review the charter and recommend amendment to this charter. This, the charter to be considered by the council in accordance with Title 30 MRSA Section 104, as amended from time to time or replaced by another statute. Some explanation there. The amendment provides periodic review of section 21012 of the charter. Section 2, it is further ordered pursuant to Charter Section C1012, Title 30 A, Section 2104, that the council conduct a public hearing concerning the proposed amendment of Section C1012 on August 14th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. in council chambers. And that notice of the hearing be published in the Catawba Region News section of the Lincoln News 7 days before the hearing. Notice shall contain the text, proposed amendments.
Second.
Motion made by Council Bragg, seconded by Council McGowan. Can I have discussion about the council, please? Being none down in the public.
I just would like to make sure that the public is clear on that section 2 on all the orders that were tabled. That this is only brought back for one public hearing. So just I wanted to make sure that was clear.
Can you remind us when that one public hearing is going to be?
Yes, by Councilor Pelletier's amendments, it is August 14th of 2025.
Thank you very much. That of the public, back to the council, all those in favor? Order passes. Thank you. This time we're gonna go to our manager's report.
18 pages of impact training information. Questions or points?
Thank you. Take council discussion on the manager's report. Council Pelletier.
First day of prompt, but I believe the last word that the tank.
Underground talks. What is this, Little Italy?
Thank you, Councilor Pelletier. I don't know what we would ever do without pointing out that.
Anything else, Council Pelletier?
Under the assessing enforcement, updating building valuation for the 16% building valuation. Is that really the building or is it the land? Because I understand that we're initiating the actual valuation that was done on the building.
No. As we discussed earlier this spring. Not been completed in time for it.
So, to be clear, across the board, 6% valuation on really.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes, you know, that should be more of a reminder, going to. Shining light on it. As we both certainly discuss that. Yep. Summer and closer. Yeah.
One last item, under code enforcement. I know short-term rental. Is what. You want one. Rate like that, I think. And I'm wondering how far along we are in that process, to get it. Forward yet, 7 short-term rental. Whatever it was.
Sure, yeah, as we discussed at our last council. There have been, I believe now, a total of 8. Registered and still. Of
roughly 70 in the community, given our latest research. Those totals in the permitting report, as we've been discussing along the last several months, were reset for the fiscal year. Started providing those totals in January, did that calendar year, and more appropriate to align it with the fiscal year as the revenue
So basically,
line from the permits would add up more appropriately.
basically, we're having a year and a half to get registration then.
Incorrect. As a reminder, when we did that ordinance, the administration recommended and the council approved of, our goal of hopefully getting all or as many as possible by the end of this calendar year registered. And then using the month of January and February to understand if we should revise or make any. Our goal is to have as many by the
So what's the alignment with this?
the number on the report. C. Code enforcement. Summer. In the month of June, would have had a total of 7. Now. Set that. Fiscal year.
I, for the reporting. Well. Okay.
Thank you, Council Pelletier. I have a question myself. And on the same lines, and I don't know if it's been explained before, but. Companies that take out these permits, do they do it per company, or do they do it per property? Let's say a company that comes in and gets a permit that has 4 properties. Do they need to get a permit for each separate property or per business? So I'm taking it per property, okay. So if somebody owns 1 or if somebody owns 7, then they would need 1 for each property.
Stated in the word.
Thank you. Like I said, I don't know if I missed it or. Thank you. Anybody else on the manager's report? Down to the public? Madam Clerk?
Under the clerk's department, reminder that nomination papers for school board and town council will be available tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. for circulation to be returned in the office September 4th by 4 p.m.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
2 seats are available on each. Do you need to know those?
Like to talk about it? All right, thank you, Mr. Manager, for your manager's report. Thank you, council and public for the discussion. Order number 161. Councilor Higgins, would you please read?
Yes. Order 161, 2025, providing for execution of the prior fiscal year on warrant, July 24th, 2025. It is ordered that prior fiscal year town warrant for July 24th, 2025, the amount of $27,575.62 is hereby approved.
Motion has been seconded. Council discussion. Are there any heavy hitters, please?
Yes, there are $1,172.51 in most medical billing. $1,180. Fiddler on the Flu, Inc. That's for the community repairs. $4,351.41 for Tanner Associates, the airport grant. $1,501.75, Maine Water Company. FP Water Work for the municipal building and the wrap. $1,045.69 Municipal Review Committee, $1,841.02, Municipal Waste Solutions. Transfer. $6,249.81, DB Meyer Engineers Inc., that Brown Field Pass.
Thank you. You didn't want to mention the 51-cent one? Wasn't worth the check we printed it on, but okay. Any other council discussion on that?
Yes. The 51 cents was not a heavy hitter.
That was a bunt. It was a bunt. Down to the public. And none back to the council. All those in favor? Thank you. Motion passes unanimous. Council Higgins, please read order number 162.
Yes, order 162/2025, providing for execution of the prior year wastewater warrant for July 24th, 2025. It is ordered that prior fiscal year wastewater warrant, July 24th, 2025, in the amount of $453,610.68 is hereby approved.
I hear a motion. I hear a second. Council discussion. I imagine there's a heavy hitter on here.
Two that'll jump out on this one, $10,421.75 over Associates Inc. at Heat Station. $433,734.85. Ebot Construction Inc., and that's for the pump station upgrades.
Thank you very much. Any other council discussion on this order? Seeing none, down to the public. Also seeing none, back to council. All those in favor? It is unanimous. Delayed, but unanimous. Council Higgins, please read order 163.
Order 163/2025, providing for execution of the town warrant for July 24th, 2025. Is ordered the town warrant, July 24th, 2025, in the amount of $164,685.79 is hereby approved.
I have a motion and a second. Council discussion on this order.
We did. $14,041.88. Cent Aviation Group, that's the aviation fuel. That's.
Would you like some water?
$59,445.74. Bangor Savings Bank, that's the loan payment. $4,838.00 Eastern Maine Community College, that's the training, paramedicine, and that's that grant. $1,252.40. Part of Maine Construction, that's the SAVE grant. For the work that was done up at the $1,000. iWorks Systems Inc., that's the proof run soft that we have been using. $4,187.67, Maine Municipal Association. $19,729.98, Municipal Maine Municipal Association, workers' comp. $41,154.22, Maine Water Company. Hydrant Reynolds. $37,500, Millinocket Memorial Library. Contract. $2,426.28, Municipal Waste Solutions. Disposal. $3,000, Bowes Bank Reserve Account. $1,009, registered fees, that's tax liens. $15,269.30. Lansky Michael. 4S. $220.62. Up Rugged Laptops. That's a laptop for the fire and EMS, that was also a grant. Oh. And $112,000 $218.50 out of East Millinocket. That's the police department for the contract.
Thank you very much. Any other council comment? None down to the public. Also seeing none back to the council. All those in favor? It is unanimous. And last one for you, Councilor Higgins, order number 164, please.
Order 164, 2025, provide for execution of wastewater warrant for July 24th, 2025. It is ordered wastewater warrant July 24th, 2025 in the amount $5,795.76 is hereby.
We have a motion and a second. Council discussion on this order.
Heavy hitters. $2,552.50, Lee and Sons Inc. The sewer drain work over on Washington Street. $1,951.32, the municipal association that's workers.
Very much. Any other council discussion? Seeing none down to the public. And back to the council. All those in favor? Order passes unanimously. Councilor Pelletier, would you please read order 165?
My pleasure. Order number 165-725. Providing for adoption of unassigned fund balance policy. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council approve and adopt the attached policy titled Town of Millinocket unassigned fund balance policy.
Sounds like you're off the drive. Would you like the water?
I was getting one of these.
Motion's been seconded. Council discussion on order number 165. Council Bragdon.
Just for the public, so those that haven't read this, basically, that's a policy. For anyone, for unassigned fund balance, but actually look at the policy, we have targeted balance policy, so for example, minimum level is funds in 30 days. Target level is funds equal to 60 days, maximum level is funds, like. Being short policy, it's to have it on file, we've been talking about it for a couple months now. But it's, I think.
Thank you, Council Bragdon. Any other council comment? Seeing none down to the public. Name and address, please, ma'am.
No way.
Sandy Sullivan, 104 Sunset Drive. Is this fund balance going to be reported? How often and what is going at? Just the total of what's in or what's going in? Like between and what's going out?
So within this, so this policy here. Basically puts framework around what our current practice is and has been for. It requires identification of dollar amounts of those target. Tax commitment. So we would identify on the council order with what each tier is in a dollar amount. So in terms of reporting, yeah. Here on out, quarterly financial update, I do. We will be able to report what the current balance is. And that is based off of what more accounting is, because through the audit process is where we get the annual data. And then, you know, we're unable to track that through Trio in real time, our accounting software in real time throughout the year. So between the treasurer and myself, we track it with our options. And what's allocated. But the only way to get real dollar amounts. Funds being added to that account are through the final auditor. We're gonna do our best to track it, but and report it on a quarterly basis. These levels will likely targeted the actual reported fund balance.
And so, like, the reason I requested this was I was concerned about all the orders that were passed with money coming out of the fund balance. And I never heard what the fund balance actually was. I didn't know whether, I assume, but I didn't know if anyone else actually knew what the fund balance was when they were approving it. And I think that that's important, that people know that. So 6 months in to the audit, or 6 months into the fiscal year, the number is going to be different than it was at the time of the audit. So even 6 months in,
Yeah.
it may not be an accurate figure.
Mr.
Well, so we're getting pretty into the weeds here on some complex accounting, so. Yes,
Can I have a suggestion?
sure.
But
Ms. Sullivan, would it be appropriate and would it satisfy you if at every order that was dipped into the fund balance, if it was reported at the end of that order, what the fund balance would be? That way,
I just think it should be reported. I don't care at what intervals,
So
but like I said, no one seems,
but this could be as simple as after every order, you get the total of what the fund balance would be if it was accepted.
okay. Like I said, I just think that a number should be put to that fund balance.
So we'll be.
It's typing a
on
number.
quarterly basis, current estimated fund balance as we've been discussing. 3,300,000. $304,535.08.
And that's great. Thank you.
And that is our accounting, which has been usually. It's usually a bit less than what the auditors prefer. We don't track the smaller amounts of money into it throughout the year. They identify and tell us what's in there. So when we think, it's 3.3, they might tell us 3.3. But we track each transaction we make. Right now it's a little over 3.3.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the public? Seeing none. Back to the table. Council Bryden.
Just to clarify, the amount that he just said that what we're estimated around right now, is between the target level and that.
Go on.
I just wanted to thank Mrs. Sullivan for her question, because that was something when we adopted this policy, I asked the same thing, if we could have a more regular update as to what that balance is. So it was decided, the manager decided that with his quarterly reports, he would do that. That was satisfactory.
Any other council discussion? All right, back to order number 165. All those in favor? Order passes. Order number 166. Councilor Mackin, would you please read?
Order number 166-2025, finding for adoption of volunteer policy.
It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council approve and adopt the attached policy titled Town of Millinocket Volunteer Policy.
Second.
Thank you. Motion's been seconded. Council discussion on the order. Seeing none, down to the public. Seeing none, back to the council. All those in favor? Motion passes. Order number 167-2025, Councilor McGowan, would you please read?
Order number 167-2025, providing for authorization of parking lot closures for movie. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council approves the closure of the Veterans Park parking lot from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. for movie nights in the park on the dates listed below. July 29th, August 5th, August 12th, August 19th, and August 26th, 2025.
Second.
Motion been seconded. Council discussion on this order. I'd just like to say, I think this is a great use of the Veterans Park, and I hope the community really uses this. Be exciting. Bunch of good movies on there. Anybody from the public?
And make a comment?
Absolutely.
We did have our first movie night. Tuesday of this week. I think this 6-week series, not close. We must have had over 70 people in, family, kids. It was. I had to be, as it was getting started, but I didn't. I mean, it was so like, heartwarming to speak. We put on probably 10 of these past a year and a half or so, and sometimes there were people there, and sometimes stand for watching a movie by myself in the high school gym, but to see that happen in the park with such limited advertising time before, once the funding was to the license. Was awesome. Saturday night, live music, Tuesday nights.
Manager, I do have one question.
Or
Are there rain delays on this, or is this weather permitting at all, or is it rain and shine?
that's gonna be, weather.
Thank you.
It's great and helpful.
Thank you. Any other council questions, comments? Council Bragdon?
Sorry, assuming it's canceled.
It'll go out on all of our communication platform. Website, that's where we do have no, we don't, I'm sorry, the licensing company that allows us to use the movie right for put on. Requires us to state what the location is in a, so not the gym or technically the elite.
I really hope that it is the original Jumanji and not the remake.
It's the original. In short.
All righty.
Wrong one.
Anybody else from the public?
Yeah, the version of that flyer that I passed on for this packet was an original rough draft that has been dispersed with the correct date. It is the 26th.
And state your name, ma'am, and address. Back to the council. All those in favor of this order? It is unanimous. And Council Pelletier, please read our last order, order number 168.
Thank you. Order number 168-2025, providing for authorization of a municipal quit claim deed for 127 Bay Street. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council approve and execute the attached municipal quit claim deed, conveying any and all interest the town as the grantor may have in the foregoing property by virtue of any sewer lien prior to the date of the deed, including but not limited to the attached tax and sewer lien recorded in the registry of deeds regarding 127 Bay Street, map U02, lot 90, as shown on tax map of Millinocket, Maine.
Thank you. Motion's been seconded back to the council. Any discussion on this order? No, down to the public. Back to council. All those in favor of this order? Passes unanimous. Boards of Communications, Warrant Committee for August 14th, 2025. Council meeting will be Council Mackin and Council McGlaughlin. Do we have any chair committee reports? Seeing none. This is a section of a 2-minute public comment. Do we have anybody from the public that wishes to come up to the podium? Please state your name, address. Seeing none. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been seconded. All those in favor? It is unanimous. Everybody have a good evening.
No, he's really bumping. He'll be back.
Oh, I gave it to you.
You can't give it back.
But like, can't be,
6:31.
I can't even say that. for them. Thank you. It's not full of full-time residents.
You're absolutely
Oh.
There is a, I do need signature on that.
Well, this one.